And the kinglet in the story justifies his ways through the proverb, "You cannot earn stone palaces by honest labor." Of course, the proverb is right, but not in the context of this story. Whenever a stone palace or a palace of or made of stone is to be built, it is highly difficult to construct such a great palace within a limited period with the willingness of the laborers. The king has to force the laborers to work hard, then only it is possible. In the context, the proverb is completely wrong, though he justifies himself. Then why is he wrong? We need to understand. In such a small state called Monaco Kingdom, is it really necessary to build such a great palace? No, not at all. Was it necessary to have the ministers in the court or the army? Not at all. And even though after having them, he should have found a different source to manage his income. But he didn't do that. He found a gaming house only, a bad way, not at all an honest way. Through this kind of way, he decided to get more income than necessity, which shows the kinglet's never ending greed. And after introducing a new source, he started enjoying his power more than ever before. He started holding many functions in the state, which were so grand. He had wanted to prove that he was a great kinglet. Because of his greed, he had wanted to neglect the welfare of his people. Everything was normal till a murder was to happen in the kingdom. When a murder took place, there came a new challenge, a new difficulty in front of the king, because most of the ministers and even the king was not expected of having faced that kind of difficulty. When such an incident took place in the kingdom, many people in the kingdom became very much shocked, and the king called for a meeting in the court. The ministers discussed for hours together to solve such an ordinary incident in any other state. But here it was not at all an ordinary case. That kind of case had come for the first in the kingdom called Monaco. And when the decision was to be made, the ministers were unable to imagine what kind of punishments they could give to the criminal, and whether they had all the necessary materials for giving the punishment for the criminal. While giving the death punishment, even at least one minister would have checked whether they had guillotine machine in the kingdom or not. That didn't happen. When they were about to give the final punishment, only then they remembered that they were in need of guillotine machine to cut off the head of the criminal. Even though they did not have guillotine machine, they should have found another way to kill the person. But the minister was unable to do that.